Don't be shy, 'cause life won't bring you down too far.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for Rifle TV in association with MTK Global. Well, fight camp is up and running. The first fight on the bill tonight between Gill and Reece Bellotti, and you've beaten Reece Bellotti, unanimous on all judges' scorecards. First of all, how do you feel?
Feel alright, not too bad. I felt like it was a really good fight, and I'm pleased to get off to a winning start and push on now.
Did Reece perform how you expected him to perform tonight?
Yeah, do you know what? I honestly didn't know what he was going to bring. I thought he was good. I think I always respected Reece. Always thought he's a solid domestic level fighter, and he proved it tonight. He gave me a good fight, and I had to be cautious at all times. I thought 96, 94 was a bit close. I felt like I was controlling it with my left hand. Obviously, I was trying just to do enough to win the rounds, and I felt like some rounds were close, but I did feel like I was boxing toward us.
I was going to ask that, even though you was unanimous on all the scorecards, but the actual scores itself, what did you think about them?
Do you know what? What was it, 97, 93? And I think that's probably about right. Mate, I'd probably give him two rounds, maybe 2-3 rounds. But do you know what? You never know when you're in there. I never know myself, because some rounds I feel like I do a good job, and Dave comes back. I go back to the corner and get a bollocking. So and some rounds I think, oh, that was bad, and Dave's like, great, keep doing what you're doing. So I'm not a very good judge of my own performance. So I just listen to the instructions and try and follow them best as possible.
It was weird, if we're being honest. I think it's probably because we're not massively used to it, and to kind of watch these fights without the atmosphere, without the crowd. But when you were fighting in there, I know you probably early on in your career you may have kind of fought on that 5-6 o'clock spot where the crowd was less, but this was completely different, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was completely different. I caught him with a couple of good shots, and I feel like if there was when I boxed in Peterborough, the crowd was electric, and I finished that Mexican kid, because I think the crowd lifted me. And I feel like maybe if the crowd was there today, I would have put in a few more shots. But like I said, in the interview I just done, I was boxing to orders. The whole camp, me and Dave was working on not doing too much. We was just boxing to orders, controlling with my left hand, just doing enough, nice picking, poking, moving. I got caught way more than I should have done. But I'm learning all the time. I'm getting the right fights now. I come back with a good fight against Reece Bellotti. It's a fight that I didn't have to take. They offered it to me, and they said, we want 50-50 fights. And I say, yeah, let's go. I'm game. I love the idea that Eddie's making it like the UFC, and we want competitive fights. So I'm willing to fight all comers. And the featherweight division now is absolutely booming. So I'm looking forward to getting amongst it. And I think I shook off a lot of rust tonight. It's probably about 18 months since I've had a competitive fight, and I weren't right in that fight. So it is what it is. I come back with a good win tonight. All credit to Reece. I think that's the best Reece Bellotti we've seen in the boxing ring, because he's learnt from them experiences that he's had. He's learnt from the losses. He put it all in tonight, and he left it all in the ring. And I'm quite glad to come away with a win. Shook off the rust, shook off the demons, because even though we say we're all 100%, there's always doubts there and always question marks, because you might be looking 100% in the ring in sparring, but until you do it in the ring, it doesn't count. And tonight I think I showed a little bit of what I'm about, and I'm looking forward to showing more in the coming months and years.
Reece Bellotti, very credible name now on your resume. I'm sure everyone will agree with that. Who's next, Jordan?
I don't know. I think there's so many good names at featherweight. I think Reece Bellotti is a great domestic level fighter. I think he can come back now. I hope he takes a lot from that fight. We had a really good fight. He's a top lad. I hope he comes back and wins the British title, and I think he's got it in him to do so. I'd like to push on, maybe European, look at some of the names past domestic level. There's a lot of fighters that are coming back from world title losses, or up at world level. So European and world level fights, that's what I want.
Well, listen, I'm not going to take too much of your time. Congratulations. You don't actually have any other media to talk to, so I was the last one. So yeah, I'm going to try and get a word with Dave in a second. But congratulations, fight camp up and running, and you're started with a winning fight tonight.
I'm going to get my hands x-rayed, because I fucking broke it.
Your hands? Yeah.
My right hand's done. That's why I use my left one, but we're all right.
All right, go and get that checked out then. Hopefully that's okay.
I'll get my mum to kiss it better.
All right, Jordan, thank you very much.
Where's my wife?